Scientists have just discovered something terrifying beneath the Arctic ice. Viruses that have been frozen for almost 50,000 years are beginning to wake up as global warming melts the permafrost. These aren't ordinary viruses. They're being called zombie viruses because they've been dormant for millennia and are now coming back to life. In 2022, researchers led by Jean-Michel Claverie from Aix-Marseille University in France successfully revived 13 different types of ancient viruses from Siberian permafrost samples. The oldest virus they awakened was 48,500 years old. That's older than human civilization as we know it. The permafrost, which covers about 24% of the northern hemisphere, has been Earth's natural freezer for thousands of years. But now, due to rising global temperatures, this frozen ground is thawing at an unprecedented rate. The Arctic is warming nearly 4 times faster than the global average, releasing not just carbon dioxide and methane, but also these ancient pathogens. What makes this discovery particularly alarming is that these viruses have survived in perfect condition. The cold has preserved their genetic material intact, and laboratory tests confirm they can still infect living cells. We're essentially opening a biological time capsule that could contain pathogens our modern immune systems have never encountered. But what exactly are these zombie viruses, and why are scientists so concerned? The term zombie virus refers to ancient pathogens that have remained viable while frozen in permafrost for thousands of years. Unlike the zombies in horror movies, these viruses don't create the undead, but they represent a very real threat to modern ecosystems and potentially human health. The viruses discovered by Claverie's team belong to a group called giant viruses, which are much larger than typical viruses. Some are so big they can be seen under a regular microscope. The researchers found these pathogens in permafrost samples from 7 different locations across Siberia, with ages ranging from 27,000 to 48,500 years old. What's remarkable is their preservation state. The extreme cold of the permafrost has acted like a natural laboratory freezer, maintaining the virus's genetic integrity. When thawed and placed in contact with amoeba hosts in controlled laboratory conditions, these ancient pathogens immediately began replicating, proving they retained their infectious capabilities. The research team emphasizes that while their current studies focus on viruses that infect amoebas, the permafrost likely contains many other types of ancient pathogens, including those that could potentially affect plants, animals, and even humans. This discovery opens a new chapter in understanding how climate change might unleash biological threats from our planet's frozen past. The permafrost isn't just frozen ground, it's a massive biological archive containing the remains of countless organisms from Earth's past. Scientists estimate that permafrost soils contain approximately 1,600 billion tons of carbon, which is roughly twice the amount currently in our atmosphere. But carbon isn't the only thing stored in this frozen layer. For tens of thousands of years, the permafrost has preserved bacteria, viruses, fungi, and other microorganisms in a state of suspended animation. Some of these organisms date back to periods when Earth's climate and ecosystems were dramatically different from today. The Pleistocene epoch, which ended about 11,700 years ago, saw the last ice age and was home to megafauna like woolly mammoths and saber-toothed cats. Now, as global temperatures rise, we're witnessing the fastest permafrost thaw in recorded history. The Arctic is experiencing temperature increases of up to 4 degrees Celsius above the global average. This rapid warming is causing permafrost to thaw at depths never before recorded, releasing not just greenhouse gases, but also these ancient biological materials. Here's the critical question. What happens when pathogens that evolved in completely different environmental conditions suddenly encounter modern ecosystems? The answer could reshape our understanding of infectious disease and ecosystem stability in ways we're only beginning to comprehend. The threat of ancient pathogens isn't just theoretical. We've already seen real-world examples of what can happen when frozen microorganisms are released. In 2016, a 12-year-old boy died and 20 people were hospitalized in Siberia due to an anthrax outbreak. The cause? A 75-year-old reindeer carcass that had been frozen in permafrost thawed during an unusually warm summer, releasing anthrax spores that had remained viable for decades. This incident demonstrated that pathogens can survive much longer in frozen conditions than previously thought. Anthrax bacteria can form spores that remain dormant for extremely long periods, and the Siberian case proved they can still be deadly after decades of being frozen. Beyond anthrax, researchers have found evidence of other concerning pathogens in permafrost samples from around the world. Studies have detected genetic material from influenza viruses, smallpox-related viruses, and various bacterial pathogens in ice cores and permafrost samples from around the world. While not all of these remain viable, the discovery of functional 48,000-year-old viruses suggests that many ancient pathogens could still pose risks. The scientific community is particularly concerned about viruses that might have infected early humans or animals that lived alongside them. These pathogens could potentially jump to modern hosts, creating new disease outbreaks that our immune systems and medical infrastructure aren't prepared to handle. Climate change is accelerating the release of these zombie viruses at an alarming rate. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change reports that Arctic temperatures are rising twice as fast as the global average, with some regions experiencing increases of up to 5 degrees Celsius since 1900. This warming is causing permafrost to thaw deeper and faster than ever recorded. Normally, only the top layer of permafrost, called the active layer, thaws during summer months. However, rising temperatures are now causing deeper, older layers to melt, releasing materials that have been frozen for thousands of years. Satellite data shows that approximately 4 million square kilometers of permafrost could disappear by 2100 under current warming scenarios. That's an area larger than India. As this ancient ice melts, it's not just releasing carbon dioxide and methane, it's also liberating countless microorganisms that have been locked away since before human civilization began. The thawing process creates ideal conditions for these ancient pathogens to encounter modern hosts. Melting permafrost often creates wetlands and pools where wildlife congregate, increasing the chances of cross-species transmission. Additionally, human activities in these newly accessible areas, such as mining and construction, could disturb permafrost and release even more ancient pathogens into the environment. The feedback loop is particularly concerning. As permafrost melts, it releases greenhouse gases that accelerate warming, which causes more permafrost to melt, potentially releasing more ancient pathogens. The potential consequences of zombie virus emergence extend far beyond individual health risks. These ancient pathogens could disrupt entire ecosystems, agriculture, and global health systems in ways we're still trying to understand. One major concern is that modern immune systems may have no defense against pathogens from tens of thousands of years ago. Our immune responses evolved to fight contemporary threats, not ancient viruses that infected early humans or extinct species. This could make populations particularly vulnerable to new outbreaks. Agricultural systems face significant risks as well. Ancient plant pathogens could devastate crops that have no natural resistance to these prehistoric diseases. With global food security already challenged by climate change, the emergence of new agricultural pathogens could create additional food crises. Wildlife populations are equally vulnerable. Many species today have never been exposed to ancient pathogens, making them susceptible to new diseases that could cause population crashes or extinctions. This is particularly concerning for already endangered species that might not survive additional disease pressure. The economic implications are staggering. The COVID-19 pandemic demonstrated how quickly a novel pathogen could shut down global commerce and cost trillions of dollars. Ancient pathogens could potentially cause similar disruptions, especially if they prove resistant to modern treatments or if they affect critical agricultural or livestock systems that underpin global food production. Scientists worldwide are working to understand and prepare for the zombie virus threat through comprehensive research and monitoring programs. The Global Virome Project aims to identify and catalog viral threats before they cause pandemics, including those emerging from thawing permafrost. Researchers are developing new detection methods to identify ancient pathogens as they're released from melting ice. Advanced genetic sequencing techniques can now identify viral DNA and RNA from permafrost samples, helping scientists understand what types of pathogens might emerge in different regions. International cooperation is crucial for addressing this global threat. The World Health Organization and various national health agencies are developing protocols for monitoring and responding to novel pathogen emergence from environmental sources, including permafrost. Prevention strategies focus on both climate action and direct pathogen monitoring. Reducing greenhouse gas emissions remains the most effective way to slow permafrost thawing and limit the release of ancient pathogens. Additionally, establishing monitoring systems in vulnerable regions can provide early warning of pathogen emergence. Some researchers propose controlled studies of permafrost samples in high-security laboratories to better understand potential threats before they're released naturally. This approach could help develop vaccines or treatments for ancient pathogens before they become public health emergencies. The race is on to understand these zombie viruses before climate change releases them on a massive scale. Thank you for watching this documentary about one of climate change's most unexpected threats. The emergence of zombie viruses from thawing permafrost represents a fascinating intersection of climate science, microbiology, and public health that deserves our attention and action. If you found this information valuable and want to stay informed about important scientific discoveries that affect our world, please subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. Your support helps us continue creating educational content about the critical issues shaping our planet's future. Share this video with others who might be interested in learning about these emerging threats. Awareness is the first step towards preparation. Stay curious, stay informed, and remember that understanding these challenges is essential for building a safer, more resilient future for all of us.